Hello and welcome to the Bel-E Scratch Podcast. I'm your host, Bel-E.
And I am Scratch.
And today, I'm sore. I'm sore, hungry, and have lost all strength in my body.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Well, thankfully I am dressed rather comfy.
That is just an extremely true statement.
Yeah.
You look extremely comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Those hammer pants.
Harem pants.
Hammer. Regardless, you look comfy.
Yeah, I know you guys can't see it, but I am, kind of comfy. Kind of had to have been. So
can't see your pulse, so obviously not too tight.
you can see. Oh yeah, okay. I was about to say you have the ability to see someone's pulse. Actually, yes, you probably
I've
do.
done
it. Yeah, I believe that. I guess we'll get. You probably can elaborate on that in the future. I don't think anyone here cares.
Well, if you have to lay down to put your pants on, you're definitely in the running to have your pulse measured by a stranger, such as myself.
Well, you see, what had happened was this is going to be kind of a... I kind of want to make a little bit of a review of a joint I like to frequent in town.
A review?
Yeah.
All right.
Like food review, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can make reviews all day long, but this topic in particular is going to be about food.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
I am not a culinary critiquer. I'm not a food critic. I'm not even a chef, not certified. The only thing I know how to cook is anything that's on the stove, not oven or anything like that. Stovetop cook. That's about it.
That works.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I'm kind of limited because I cannot bake for crap. My brother can. He bakes like a madman. But me, I'm the stovetop person. So, basically, after doing the equivalent of 3 hours worth of cardio.
Cardio.
Cardio. Yeah, that's not fun.
You weren't carrying a TV, were you?
What?
A TV?
No, I know what a TV is. What is that? How are you?
Were you carrying one?
No.
Good. That means you weren't being chased by the cops.
Okay. I'm a little tired. I'm not sure what the connection is, but regardless, I will move on with my life. So, after doing the equivalent of 3 hours worth of cardio, I decide, you know what? It's tea shop time.
Tea shop.
Because I am a tea madman.
What a tea daft.
I just got into tea like a couple of months ago. Definitely at the start of kind of the middle of the thing that's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
So, I really, I'm a tea noob, but even then, I like really good tea. So, yeah, what?
No.
Okay. So, I basically roll up to this joint. I am just exhausted. I'm about to fall onto the floor exhausted. So, I roll up in this tea joint. Sit down at the table because you can seat yourself at this place, which I like.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah. The chairs normally they're a bit small for normal folk. So for us they are tiny. Like they dig into our legs, basically.
That's what happens when carnivores hang out in a place for herbivores.
That's basically what's happened. We're not disrespecting the herbivores.
Absolutely not.
We give you guys your due. It's just we have different dietary needs.
That's right.
And every now and again, we want to go to a place where we can get something a little bit different, like a tea shop.
Yes.
Just an example.
Not everything we want to consume, we prefer to chase.
Yeah.
Some things we'd like brought to us. Mm-hmm. And tea works.
Yeah, and tea works. It's good for you.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at Patrick Stewart.
Oh my God.
He's barely aged since his Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard. He's barely aged since Excalibur back in the early 80s.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he's got a couple wrinkles here and there on his face, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Hey, somewhere in there. I don't know where.
Yeah. So I roll up in this joint, and I like to come to this place personally, not just because of the tea, but because it's a place where I can just kind of sit down and no one's bothering me.
Chill.
Very chill. Because the way this place works, I don't want to say the name of it just in case someone out there recognizes us.
You'll need to pay for that sponsorship.
This joint's gonna have to pay for the sponsorship, which we don't mind.
And you'll want it too.
Because we love going there.
Anyway.
So, this place, some people use tea for, like herbal, holistic, how do you say it? Holistic remedies and treatments. I don't per se believe in it, all of it, but there is some merits to it, in my opinion.
It's a positive thing.
Yeah. I just personally don't like, pills for just unnecessary things.
Right. Right.
If you got a cold or a flu, you can probably you get some tea. I've heard a bunch of people swear by Vicks Vapor Rub. Just home remedies for small ailments.
You don't want to start that up.
No, I don't. That'll be for another time when I have the strength.
Tea is a natural, a nature, organic.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Very organic.
Way to help the body free itself of a compound called free radicals, which is created by any type of interaction, action, trauma, and as simple as walking down the street or running, lifting weights.
3 hours of cardio
does create free radicals. Free radicals are, I'm sure there's a better, more scientific term, but that's the pop culture phrase to describe what is created by the body that needs to be removed. Tea is very good antioxidant.
Ooh, big word.
Antioxidant that helps rid the body of free radicals, which makes you healthier, helps you live longer, and not just live longer, but also be healthier as you live longer. Tea rocks.
Yeah, again, this is why Patrick Stewart looks so much better than his constituents.
Probably why he never wears a hat.
Yeah. So basically, I roll up in this joint thinking not just the herbal remedies of tea, but also the last time I visited that place, I got a tea called Root Tonic, which. And I see you remember that incident. Yeah. The Root Tonic it's an herbal tea at this place. No caffeine, mind you. I said no caffeine. None. No. Zip.
None
nada.
Synthetic.
Nine.
None natural by using cola nut.
It's not made of the black tea plant or just the tea plant.
Nope.
This is just a bunch of spices that they put in hot water and gave it to me.
A tonic.
That's
what they call it.
The last time I went to this joint, I ordered this because I was feeling kind of down and winded. And I was, because I'd been running around all day.
Way on down.
And in the description, it lists the type of ingredients in it. It gives the price, whether it's served in a pot or a cup.
Did it have a skull and bones on it?
No, I personally believe it should have, but
yeah, I got you.
No. It's not terrible. In the description,
You have to have a hazmat suit on to consume it.
No. It's not poisonous. It doesn't taste bad. It actually tastes wonderful, fantastic, in fact. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
In the description on the menu of this tea, there is a sentence, basically stating, what this, what the herbal tea's for. Some boost your. Hey now.
I'm trying.
I know, but you already know the punchline to this story.
I can imagine.
You were there.
I was.
Yeah. So, in the herbal tea section of this menu, this shop, they have this herbal tea is to improve your liver. This one's to improve your immune system.
Yes.
This is to just give you overall bodily health.
That's correct.
My dumbass looked at the root tonic tea and I ordered it, and it, like I said, it was delicious. And the reason I got it was I wasn't sore, I was just tired that day. And in the description, it said this tea, all the ingredients, this tea gives you a pep in your step.
A pep
in your step. Hey! Stop saying the punchline. So, at this particular visit, I ordered the tonic. Pep in your step was what I saw, and I went, I need something like that.
I need some pep.
I need a pick-me-up. You know what I mean? The good kind, not the alcoholic kind.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
So I ordered it, and like I said, it tastes good. It wasn't foul or.
It's a great place.
It's a great place, wonderful.
The serviceware that they bring the tea to you in.
It is just.
It's
lovely.
Right. The experience is wonderful.
The experience is wonderful. They have bells to where you ring them and then they'll come serve you. That way, if you just want to chill and sit in a chair as you're drinking or eating something.
It's not a cowbell, is it?
No. You tell me.
You know. I need more cowbell.
I have a fever. Sorry, I don't want to make you choke on your drink. I have a fever.
I got a fever.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
More cowbell. No, it's not a cowbell.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, I drank the tea, and it was very well made. I was not bothered. I had one of their little vegan brownies because I wanted something sweet, and that was all they got.
You sipped the tea.
I sipped my tea.
You didn't pound it down.
No, nope. I did not chug it. That's I didn't inject it directly. Chug. No, I didn't chug.
Chug.
Nope. Yeah. It just sipping.
Sweet.
Yeah, just sipping. Having a little brownie, sitting there for about an hour and a half.
A vegan brownie, what's that like?
We'll get to that when I start doing the food reviews of this place.
All right, that's sweet. That's cool.
All right. Yeah. Just something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So this tea, I'm sipping on it. I'm waiting. I'm cooling my heels for an hour and a half. And what happens is towards the end of the hour and a half, back before I had to go back home and make other plans for the next couple of days and very adult stuff.
Sure.
I start to feel twitchy.
Sweaty?
No. Oddly enough, no. I was little twitchy. I would just kind of sip on the tea, eat a little slice of
you mean this started to take place while you were still there?
I was still there.
Uh-oh.
It was no.
You didn't know how far it was going to escalate.
No, I did not. Oh, easy there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not saying you can play. You can't do. Yeah, you can't. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying just careful.
All right.
You don't want to clip the audio because we have a bad habit of doing that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Oh, we will. So basically what ends up happening is I feel twitchy. Like, not a bad twitchy, not like I've seen people on amphetamines get twitchy.
I can't stop my leg. Dun, 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 dun. I can't stop my leg.
No. It was somewhere between just general jitters and I want to fight somebody.
Were your teeth chattering?
No.
You want to fight?
I'm legit. I am not pulling your leg.
Is that nun giving me attitude? Shoot.
No, for some reason, towards the end of my visit, towards the end of that visit, that particular one, I'm getting just twitchy, and like my head is jerking to the side, and I'm like, what the heck is that? My hands are, like...
Is your scalp sweating?
No, I wasn't sweating at all. Like,
okay.
I don't know. Here's the thing. When we go back...
Oh, that's more chemical than it is thermal.
I don't know.
Yes, just move on.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Twitchy.
Yeah, just twitchy. And I legit thought, I want to fight somebody. I just want to square up with someone right now.
Sounds to me like you tapped into the adrenaline gland.
That must have been it. I don't know what they did to that tea, this root tonic.
There's some testosterone floating around in there.
I don't know. Well, I don't understand what happened.
Did you feel nauseous?
No.
And then it was testosterone.
I don't know what to tell you.
Nausea would be from growth hormone, but testosterone, no.
But yeah,
that's interesting.
I will, next time we go over there, I will show you the description, and you tell
cool.
me what set it off.
I'd love to look at the ingredients, but here's what
What?
No, think about it. You're in a tea shop.
A tea shop
that serves vegan brownies. Very good vegan brownies, from what I've been told. All of a sudden, a battle royale breaks out. Because too many people consumed the tonic tea. Just start swinging. That
is what I have no answers to what happened. I basically went to pay for my stuff, like a good human being. And I am just clenching my hands and unclenching them at rapid rates. And I asked the lady who's checking me out, I'm paying my bill and she's, helping me out. And, and I say, like, hey, you know the root tonic? Like that. I'm so jacked up. I'm kind of stuttering, like, bad.
Woo!
And I say, hey, you know the root tonic? She's like, oh yeah. And I said to her, hey, is it normal to And I show her my hands just clench.
You couldn't even put together a coherent sentence.
I show her my hands clenching and unclenching at the speed of warp 3. And she said, oh, yeah, I really like that. I'm sensitive to caffeine, and I like to drink the root tonic because it gives you a lot of natural energy without using the tea leaf, like black tea, green tea, that plant.
Right.
And I said, okay, that makes sense. I pay my bill, and I leave because, like I said, I'm ready to throw down with somebody.
Then you go out and hold up a stagecoach.
That part of town, I believe those would be drawn in.
There was definitely a time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I had to get out of that place as fast as humanly possible because I was like, I'm going to destroy this frickin' building.
Good thing all the banks were closed.
Yeah, but this was around like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So I am just on the street waiting for the crosswalk, and I am just like, I'm gonna fight the first person that looks at me.
I'm going to jump out this window Drop 2 stores and kill the first 3 people I see.
That is exactly what I was thinking. Well, to a degree.
Commando 6.
The search for more money.
Search for more money. That sounds like a very interesting experience. You weren't sweating at all.
I was not sweating.
But for some reason, extremely interesting.
I was not sweating. I was not nauseous, but for some reason, I was just ready to throw down, and I was jittery by this point. By this point, I had gotten to really bad, crack person levels of twitchy.
So you're trying to get to your car before you assault somebody?
Yes! I'm trying to get to my car.
I don't see any cops.
There weren't any around, surprisingly.
Well, that's the result of gentrification.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah, I was trying to get to my car without picking one person on the street and like, you square up.
Get your hands up.
Get your hands up.
Get your hands up.
Protect your face, because that's where I'm hitting you first.
Remember.
Pow.
Protect yourself at all times.
So I'm in my car, and I am just... I don't know what happened.
Good thing you weren't in a friggin' slow children playing zone.
No. Oh, I was nowhere close. I was just in this mood of, I need to get back to my house. I need to get around people who know me before something happens.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going to happen next. I feel fine. I am just ecstatic with energy.
Yeah.
And I am extremely aggressive.
I respect law enforcement. I just don't want to have to deal with them.
Exactly. Yeah, don't abuse your power. Don't want to deal with you. Chill. That's all.
You just needed a nap.
I needed something. I needed someone to knock me out. Oof.
How long did it last?
A good hour.
Really?
A good hour. But here's the thing. I think it would have lasted a lot longer had I not done a couple things. The two main things I did was, as I'm driving back to my house, by some divine miracle,
you made a left?
No. As I was driving back to my house, I had my iPod hooked into the radio, because I can't stand listening to the radio. They don't.
Sweet.
Yeah, they just don't play stuff I like.
True.
And by some divine miracle, on the shuffle of over 500 songs, as I'm driving down the highway, the song BFG Division by Mick Gordon off of the Doom 2016 soundtrack starts playing.
Oh. You're not going to turn it.
No.
So you're going to ride it out.
Uh-huh.
It's that big wave that you realize at the end you probably should have never got on top of in the first place.
But you're already there.
You're already there. Yeah. I got you.
And I'm just like, if there was a song to fully encompass what I am at this moment, it is truly BFG Division, because I feel like the Doom Slayer right now.
Wow.
So I just crank it up, roll the windows down, like roll them all down to get the air flowing.
That's right.
And I start screaming to the song.
You just want to create an ambiance for your neighbors. I get it.
Well, yeah, I guess.
You care.
So what I mean by screaming, I mean I am like yelling the song in question. It was created obviously by Mick Gordon, but the two primary instruments I remember him using specifically was a 9-string guitar as the beat.
Yeah,
I'm not a musician, so someone would have to correct me on that. But the melody, if I remember correctly, was created using a chainsaw they fed into a microphone into a synthesizing program, and that created the melody for BFG Division.
Woodshop melody.
Yes. And I was basically screaming the melody to get that energy out of my head. So by the time I get to the house, I am still square up, but now I'm a mute. Now I can even I can speak worse now because I can't even form a full sentence, and my voice is very low and raspy.
Sure.
So I come in, and I'm just immediately just hollering to just let it out, just somehow let this energy escape my soul.
Don't touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Some folks, some folks left the house, and the whole time I am just running laps around my house with my dog. And that's how I got the rest of that energy out. And by the time, my dog and I are done, I am like, okay. That energy is now gone, and I need to go to bed.
I think that might be one of the best parts of it. You were able to go to sleep.
Yeah, I was actually able to go to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
And that is my review of currently my favorite tea at this joint. 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend if you want to go fight somebody.
I'm going to try it.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to see my mug shot.
Yeah. I'm
afterwards. Driving. Yes, you are.
Yeah, you're not allowed to drive.
Oh. Take me straight home.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be you need to go home. You don't need to be around people.
I'm gonna check it out.
Oh yeah. So that is the 5-star review of that particular drink, which if I am ever asked to give a survey or a review of the joint in question, like they say, hey, can you fill out the survey, can you tell us something for us to write, I will tell them that story of that tonic. Because think about it, for a tea joint, for reviews of a tea joint, you go, hey, this, the atmosphere was nice, the tea was wonderful, customer service was fantastic. You see all of these.
And Elixir 53 caused me to want to kill my neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the review I would give.
That's a very good point that I bring up to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Do they not understand the ramifications of such a concoction?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. Back to what we said earlier. Carnivores in an herbivore shop.
Yeah, that's true.
So most of the people who have tried that, they probably don't have that. They probably don't have the immediate instinct of, I'm gonna fight someone right now, because you and I. We have that.
Well, yeah.
Just us personally,
it's a natural compunction.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
It's a compulsion.
Birds fly.
Birds fly.
Fish swim.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their thing.
Yeah. Then the whole fight, flight, or freeze.
Absolutely.
Just some people, they vary towards one of those 3 spectrums.
Some people are huggers.
Some people are huggers.
Some people are strikers.
Some people are strikers. We tend to be more strikers.
Yeah, sure.
We're more on that fight part of the human fight or flight or freeze spectrum.
That tribal thing, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can think of, because I'm just like, if this causes people to become aggressive, why do you even have it on the menu?
I can't fit it into my head.
Like something like
that. The place was very zen.
Yeah, it's very bohemian.
Had the areas where you sit down on the cross-legged.
Yeah, they have
what would you even call that today? In my day we called that Indian style.
I definitely know it definitely is in that realm. I think basically this place has places. The tea shop has spots in the store where they have a raised platform with a rug and like a little circle mat. Yes. Where you take your shoes off and you walk on there and you sit cross-legged on these mattresses. Certain cultures do that. India, Japan, I think China as well in some cultures. I ain't too sure about that.
Sure.
But they have these certain areas, and obviously there's booths and there's tables with chairs.
For us, Western civilization folk.
Yeah, which I wouldn't mind trying those cushion areas if people would stop sitting in them.
It's nice having the choice.
Yeah, it's nice having the choice, and I respect that. But I was just dumbfounded by the whole ordeal, because I'm just like, why would you serve a drink that makes people become animals?
Freaking trash the place like an old Western, and then all of a sudden the guy comes out of the back and you're just like, maybe you should change the recipe.
Yeah, no. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm just like, what the hell was that? I'm probably gonna have to tell this story to the only other person who is like, he's like the local tea expert. He's that he's like that really uptight tea person, like a tea critique, but except he's not a critic. He doesn't actually write reviews or anything like that. He's just one of those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, one of those guys. So, okay.
Does he smoke it?
No.
All right.
He's just very uptight with it. Like,
just checking.
He hates Earl Grey because it's like low quality tea, and I'm like, I'm not sure how true that is, but I'm gonna do research, because back in I think the first the 2 world wars, they gave Earl Grey as rations to the soldiers, so it's less quality tea. And I'm like, I think
the U.S. version was Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Still a leaf.
So I'm not sure how true that is. I'm gonna have to do research, but he's just that type of person who's very uptight about his tea.
Really?
So I'm gonna tell him, hey, do you know there's a tea that makes you really aggressive and just makes you want to throw down with somebody?
You should take him a big glass and watch him flip.
Oh, he won't.
Yeah, he won't.
No, he won't. No. Trust me, I know this guy. He's probably not gonna flip. He might get weird, but he's not gonna get, let's do this. So anyway, the visit that I had today. Sorry, the tonic story happened about a week or so ago. Ish. Right. So I meant to talk about the thing that happened to me today.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah, that's what originally I was trying to talk about. So the review I have of this place is I'm trying to go back. 3 hours of cardio. I'm sore. I'm hungry, and I'm just weak. So I roll up in this joint, collapse in a chair that's too small for me, but I didn't care at the time.
Nope.
And what ends up happening is, I decide what I want. I ring the bell, and I was like, hey, I need I want some hummus, like house-made hummus, which they make from scratch.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And I want, oh God, I can't remember, rooibos cinnamon tea. Someone is going to correct me in the future, but... Rooibos.
Don't know that one.
I think it's Indian, but don't correct me on that. I ain't too sure. I'm not looking at the menu directly.
You're sure narrowing it down.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the menu at this particular moment, so don't get mad at me.
Sure.
So, essentially... Are you playing solitaire? You know what? Never mind. So, essentially what happens is, I wait.
Yeah.
Because they're making everything from scratch.
Right.
I'm not going to say anything about the person that waited me, because I was like, person, because it's one of those places.
Right.
Where you ain't sure what... There's nothing... I don't want to say anything mean. I'm just telling you, it's one of those places.
Oh.
All right, chill.
I'm working on it.
I know. So, I ring the bell twice, which is unheard of, because normally when you ring the... Here's the thing, this isn't like a low little bell.
Yeah.
It's an actual high-pitched bell. Someone's going to hear it.
It is a high-pitched bell. I have heard it.
And it took me ringing it twice before someone managed to get over to me.
Off with your head.
No, I'm not like that.
I know you're not.
You know, and I was, at the time, I didn't really begrudge it, because I'm just like, I just want to order my stuff and eat and drink it, and I just want to relax, because I'm not in pain. I'm just like, oh God.
It's making my wrist hurt from the bell ringing.
Actually. Anyway. So I place my order. They make it. The tea comes out first, because I guess it's a lot easier than scratch-made hummus, which I guess makes sense in hindsight.
Sure.
So what ends up happening is, you know, I get the tea, and the tea, I didn't hate it, but it's not my favorite. This cinnamon-based tea.
Right.
Here's the thing. Whenever cinnamon is, in my experience, now this might be different from other folk who've dwelled in the tea ring a lot longer than me. Well, I know.
I cook with it.
Sure. So cinnamon used in tea typically is used for relaxation. Sometimes.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna order this because of the cinnamon. Because hopefully it's going to cut down on me feeling sore.
Cinnamon also helps stabilize blood sugar.
Yes. That also helped a lot.
Yes.
But the thing is, every time I drink cinnamon-based tea, it does not smell pleasant. It smells very medicinal in the not-so-good way. Because there's some medicinal smells that I guess are fine for some people. But for me, this is one I could pass on.
It's not your favorite.
Yeah, this is basically a tea I have to drink, not breathing it in through my nose.
Definitely.
Like, you gotta plug your nose and then just down the gullet.
Man, cinnamon's dangerous.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it, but except I do. But anyway.
That fine powder?
Ooh.
The term is asphyxiation.
Yep.
Anyway.
So, the tea is actually really good. I mean, it did its job. It just doesn't taste all that well for me. So, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. You know, does its job, doesn't smell real good, doesn't taste real good, but, you know, someone's going to like it. Mm-hmm. That's just my personal review of this particular tea, of this joint.
Sure.
And the hummus.
What do they serve with it?
I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
I gave the house hummus at this place a 2 out of 5.
Fresh?
Yes. But here's the thing. Here's the thing though.
All right.
Here's the thing though. If they had just given me like a spoon, some chips, and served the hummus like just plain Jane in a bowl and then served it to me, it would have been like a 4.5 out of 5. Like,
really?
Like the hummus itself, like just the hummus, like the hummus portion was amazing.
Wonderful.
It was wonderful. Just the best scratch-made hummus I've had that has not been made by an actual person of ethnicity.
Awesome.
The dish in its entirety brings it down to a 2.
What? What do they do?
Here's the thing. What they served with the hummus was 4 of these, I'm assuming they're gluten-free because that's just how this joint rolls. Chips. The hummus itself.
Gluten-free chips.
Sure. Yeah, it's made from like a veggie compound, whatever. Whatever.
I get it.
Gluten-free veggie chips.
Yeah.
Which were fine.
Something.
It's something. It was fine. It was edible. I prefer blue corn chips myself, but that's another thing.
Chewable.
Yeah, they were chewy. And they had the hummus inside of a bowl, and inside the bowl was the hummus, obviously, and the rest of the things you could eat with the hummus. Which now normally, this would be a very particular and fine selection of hummus eating utensils: carrots, celery, cucumber, and little slices of those purple beets.
Sure.
Yeah, here's the problem. I don't know what happened.
So they just give you a platter of splat? What?
I don't know what happened, but those vegetables, with the exception of the carrots, were just soggy. Like not even like good soggy where you know some people they like to stew their vegetables so they're nice and soft. No, not soft.
Soggy vegetables, like getting old fries at the McDonald's drive-thru.
You're very disappointed.
Very disappointed.
Mm-hmm. That is exactly my point. The carrots were fine because they're carrots. The beets were just weak and pathetic. Not the celery. I'll get to that. The cucumbers were just flopping around in the hummus.
You know, there's no excuse for that where we live.
Mm-hmm. No excuse.
Yeah, we live in at one point, a very large farming area.
Yeah, that, I don't know what happened. And the celery. You know when you eat celery and you bite into it and it tastes really bitter? Or it tastes kind of bitter?
Yes.
Okay,
closer to the root.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't understand what happened. But for some reason, not only was it bitter, it was like extra bitter.
Oh, I see.
They served me like only root celery.
No blue cheese dressing.
What? Anyway, that's basically what ended up happening. Is the celery was, like you said, had to have been close to the root because it was all just stuff close to the root. It was obscenely bitter.
Huh.
And with the hummus maxed it a little, but not enough for me to go, okay, I am not eating. I'm going to eat it,
Oh, and this was tonight?
This was tonight. This was earlier tonight.
Yeah, sure.
So, like I said, if they had just given me the hummus with the chips and the carrots and a spoon, it would have been fine.
Sure.
But for some reason, those vegetables were like, what in the heck? I just don't get it. So, the dish...
These are vegetable people.
These are vegetable people.
So they know.
So they should know.
Well, that brings an interesting point.
They should know.
I mean, if you're a vegetable person, do you really have an issue with denatured vegetables?
Well, considering do you mean like non-organic stuff or just stuff that's been sitting
you're just
around?
Used to, well, if that's what you eat. There's got to be times where something's been in that fridge, maybe a week longer than it should have. And you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet and dunk it in some dressing and eat it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if that's their natural, normal fare, they probably don't have. I don't know. That's strange. I don't understand why a place like that would send some questionable articles out on a plate.
But maybe here's the thing. It was like 2 hours from closing by the time I got everything. Maybe it was just a rough night for them. I'm not saying this to dismiss the dish per se or that whole joint.
No, it's a great place.
Good place. Yeah, I remember when we first ate there, I tried boba tea for the first time because I kept hearing about it, and it was fantastic. You, I believe, got the immunity.
Yes.
How did you feel about that? What's your food review of the immunity at this place?
It was, I didn't really have an expectation because it was an experience that I had not experienced, and so I really didn't have any pre-event bias. I was just curious, as I would be anytime I get something that I've never had before. I found it enjoyable. It was definitely a quality.
Very quality.
What is the definition of quality? It was definitely quality product. not just the where they brought up the ceramic little tea pot and a ceramic tea mug.
Like it's a little mug.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't have any expectations. I was like, hey, what did they say? The menu was like 78 pages.
Yeah, the menu is something like 80 to 90 pages.
I spent more time reading the bloody menu, and it was very interesting. Very interesting.
I think the main reason why the tea menu was that big, because here's the thing, they handed us 2 menus. One was for like popular teas, food, snacks, desserts, and various other things, and then they gave us about 80 to 90 a book, an actual bound book of 80 to 90 pages of nothing but tea. Which, granted, that's what this joint is for.
Absolutely.
The name, it's called the tea shop for nothing.
And tea doesn't take up a lot of room, so you can put a lot in there.
Oh, yeah. Especially how big that joint, or how big the building is. So...
It was like an old cot. It was like an old textile mill that had been transformed into a bougie tea shop. It was very nice. I enjoyed the decorations. I enjoyed everything, but the fact that the menu was like 80 to 90 pages long, I'm just like, why? But it's like an anthology. It's like a short story anthology.
It was kind of like a little bit of like a mini encyclopedia of tea.
I know. I was fascinated at first, but then I began to think, what the hell? I mean,
maybe these for like super duper tea enthusiasts.
Maybe they should give me a checklist so I can keep coming back in there. I'm like, I got that one.
I actually did have a plan of every time I go in there, I just like shut my eyes, put a hand over it, open the booklet to a random page, point at the page, and say to the server, "Do that one. Don't tell me what it is."
And maybe they should give you a punch card.
I would love a punch card.
For every 14th tea, get you a free one.
Yeah,
or some jazz,
something like that. So, 8. So, basically what's in this book is it talks about the different types of tea: black tea, oolong, yellow leaf, white leaf, green leaf. The teas, like the herbal teas, are not technically called teas, or called something else, which I can't pronounce, and I'm too lazy to look it up because I'm still kind of
Chinese.
No, it's like TS something. It's one of those words.
I gotcha.
So, it gives the history of certain teas. Like some of them come from India, some of them come from Thailand, China, Japan, just, those spots.
Sure.
And it gives a brief history of like, it was cultivated by this particular, group of people in this time zone. And here's the thing, I appreciate that. I like history.
Sure.
It's like one of the top 3 things I passed in school.
Extra flavor.
Yeah, but it was basically just flavor text in the video game world.
Right.
It was good. It's a good read, at least. Get some history.
It was.
Something to read while you wait. But yeah, I definitely will keep going back. Because eventually I'm just going to drink all their tea.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a quality product now.
Yeah, it's very quality. This place doesn't half-ass it. It's good.
What didn't that guy... Where did he say they came from?
I think he said the original place. Like, this place isn't
like a global chain.
It's not... Well, I think he said it was more of a franchise than an actual chain.
Well, yeah. Franchise.
I think he said it... what the manager said on top of what there's actually origins of this place in the book menu. Something about I don't remember what country it was. It was either Russia or Germany. Probably
somewhere,
Russia.
Somewhere between Russia and the Ukraine and Germany was
Yeah, like
it wasn't Liechtenstein or anything like that, but I mean, it was
something like
wasn't Austria.
It was something like people who really enjoyed tea had to meet in secret to taste the really good stuff, and then eventually, several decades later,
had to meet in secret.
They had to meet in secret for the for like the imported stuff.
Tea haters,
basically, in the government. Exactly. So, eventually once that particular government broke down, they kind of branched out and, started to run their own shops, and they expanded across the globe. That's
hilarious.
I'm probably butchering this place's origin story so badly, but then again, we're not being sponsored, so I don't care.
Look out, it's the revenuers. They coming in on our tea still. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. It was something weird like that. It wasn't... For this place, I was expecting the origin story to be like, it started as a ma and pa shop. And then one of their kids and or cousins decided to take it global. They made a couple investments, and they built this whole thing over the course of several decades. Or it was like, like 5 dudes who really liked tea and they had a lot of money. They just pulled all the resources together to make even more money and drink even more tea.
They had to escape their way over the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, I wasn't...
From East Germany into West Germany. Yeah,
I was not expecting that, where they had to meet in secret and be like, hey, this tea just came in from Japan and we're not allowed to drink it, so let's drink it.
Are you talking about the Boston Tea Party?
No.
All right.
I don't... Because here's the thing. They didn't drink that tea. They just threw it into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
And the water in Boston Harbor steel brown.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, apparently those tea squares thing, whatever that was on those ships, it's still in the water. Like, they haven't pulled all of them out.
No, that is correct.
Which, I guess it's fair. Like, leave it in there to prove a point. You threw it in the water to make a point, now you leave it in the water to further your point.
I like mine with 2 sugars and some milk.
I just take milk.
Nope. That works.
Yes, too much sugar is not really good for you.
Not really.
Yeah. So I just get like a splash of milk. Sometimes I overdo it by accident because I'm unused to the weight of the jug. So, it's like, I'm going to pour like a couple of drops. Oh, God! That's too much! I'm going to drink it anyway.
Correct.
Speaking of tea and experimentations with what you put in it,
you don't smoke it, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Just checking.
I don't know.
I guess if you did, somebody would have done it by now.
Probably. Probably not. But I don't know. Anyway, so before I went to the 3 hours of cardio, I decided to be smart, except also at the same time not smart.
That's fantastic.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I typically do this cardio thing about once a week. This was like a twice a week because there was like a special today. I will elaborate on it in the future.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was I knew I was gonna be in.
Yeah.
I was going to be in it for 3 hours.
3 hours.
It was going to be brutal.
Okay.
And for some reason, I'm like the only person in the class that's doing this actively. Since I started drinking tea, I just kept bringing black, oolong, and or green tea to the classes.
Right.
The 3 hour classes, mind you. Because here's the thing, the difference between tea and coffee is, I think there's more of a scientific explanation, but coffee jacks you up and makes you jittery.
Yeah.
And you can crash really hard if you're not careful with it.
That is true. I've done it.
Tea, oh yeah. Tea, it gives you energy, like a lot of it, but it doesn't jack you up. It's more like a calm energy. And you don't crash.
As a rule.
Unless you're drinking the root tonic. In which case, you just crash your car. So, I decided, and people who understand how tea works, you're probably going to laugh at me when I say this. I decided to,
Nerd.
Hey. Easy. I decided to do something which, like I said, the tea folk are going to laugh at me because I made a big mistake.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
I got a bottle, which I handed over to you. I filled it with water just to kind of see where I needed to, how much water to put in there, because I just do that.
Yeah.
Put it in, put it to boil.
Sure.
And I took 2 bags of the English breakfast black tea I have.
What time of day was this?
This was like 1
p.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
Yeah. No. It's fine.
Sure.
Because I was going to drink it over the course of the 3 hours to keep my energy up.
I got you. Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. I basically brewed a 26. I don't know how much that bottle has. Approximately 26 to 28 ounces of double bagged English coffee black tea. Which you look confused. I know listeners can't
28
see.
ounces, so you're looking at a cup is 8.
Yeah.
So 3,
give
cups,
or take.
32 ounces would be 3 cups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're 28. So you're pulling down how much caffeine per cup?
I couldn't tell you that.
All right.
Here's the thing. It wasn't the caffeine that went wrong. It was the taste.
Oh.
Because here's the thing. There was no milk, no sugar. It was just the water and 2 bags of tea that I let steep for 5 minutes.
Where'd you get this at?
What?
At the shop?
No. This is the one I bought.
Oh, the one you bought. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I don't want to give it. I don't want to give out the brand name because
cool.
we're not sponsored.
That's fine. That's cool. Yeah. Sure.
So I drink it, and I was like, when it's hot, you don't really know taste because your tongues are like eroding.
You're definitely dealing with something other than flavor.
Oh yeah. You don't really notice flavor when your tongue is basically just scalding. So I'm drinking it, and the first hour it goes pretty well.
Yeah.
And then once it's a pretty decent water bottle. So it lasts a good hour and a half before it starts to cool.
All right.
Here's the problem: once it started to cool, that's when the actual taste of the tea came out. And it was still hot tea, but it was the most bitter thing I had ever eaten before those celery sticks.
This was at the same... this was after.
This was before.
This was before.
Yeah. There's me making the tea, the 3 hours of cardio, and then the tea shop. Ah. That's the order of events.
Oh, okay.
So this was the most... I drank this and said, this is the most bitter thing I have ever put... on my tongue, and most bitter thing I've ever ate or drank.
Other than
the celery sticks, which proved me wrong about, a couple hours later. I thought it couldn't get any worse. Apparently it did.
Apparently the only good thing to dip a celery stick in, and I know you mostly get them with chicken wings and
the only thing you can dip celery sticks in is the friggin' garbage.
It was a Bloody Mary, apparently.
Yeah.
Our friends down in New Orleans will let us know.
Oh yeah, because they've mastered the art of making Bloody Marys down there.
I don't think it matters.
Anyway, so here's the problem. I had half the bottle left, and I had only an hour and a half to go of this thing, and I went, I am going to drink all of this tea because it's going to give me the energy. So I basically suffered for the last hour and a half.
A lot of things are good for you don't really taste well at all.
Yeah, that's basically kind of the logic I used to finish that bottle off.
Sure.
And as a palate cleanser, thankfully I took a
palate cleanser?
Yes.
It's an awful complex process to be involved in when you're imbibing in tea.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's what I did. I finished the bottle of tea.
Bottle of tea
of the bitter black tea. Yeah, that was basically it.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I got it.
So anyway, what I did is a palate cleanser because I figured at some point we would have like a little break to catch our breath and, eat and drink something.
Sure.
Because it's 3 hours.
Yeah. That's
kind of intense. I thankfully took a large green apple with me because I knew I would be hungry.
Oh, well, good, yeah.
Because, cardio, you're burning calories, I think.
It's always good to have a backup plan.
It's always good to have a backup plan. So as a palate cleanser, I had this Granny Smith apple. And I basically ripped that thing open like a vampire ripping open a virgin's throat. It was like, I finished the bottle, I put it back up, I get the apple, and I'm just like, crack! I don't gently bite into it. I'm just like Hail Mary biting into it like it is the thing that's going to save my life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Oh,
it must have scared all of the vegetarians.
I think it did because my teacher is vegan. And so, So basically, what had happened was I was like crouched over because of COVID, we can't.
Crouched over.
I was basically crouched
with your apple.
Or no, I wasn't crouched. I was squatted.
My precious.
That's basically what I looked like. I was I squatted on the ground because you can't really use the chairs because of the COVID and gotta clean all that stuff. Yeah, don't question me. I don't have the answers.
Oh, good, because I don't. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. So what ended up happening was I was squatted down. Like I said, you can't use chairs. I had the apple in my hand. I just ripped into it. There was a very particular crunch that echoed through the room. And here's the thing: most of the people go in here, some of them are vegetarians. I know the teacher is vegan, and a couple of them are like omnivores, and you hear a loud, unknown crunch.
Vegetable rights and peace.
Yeah. And I just get stared at. Because at first they go, what was that noise? And then they see me squatted on the floor just devouring an apple. Like, I'm talking Dracula after they release him out of a crypt for 100 years. That's just chowing down on this apple. Needless to say, no one came near me to grab my apple.
Yeah, these lack of protein consumers are probably amazed at how well your teeth were doing on this hard apple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was not a softy apple. This was the type of apple where you would normally have to like cut into, and I'm just like, no, I don't care.
It's like a Hammer movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was Christopher Lee in this bitch.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I'm just having the time of my life eating this apple.
They come try to have an intervention with you?
No.
All right.
They ain't gonna have no intervention over green apples. They just don't need to be taking my green apple from me.
Apples are people too.
But yeah, I just got the weirdest look. And I'm like, it's a green apple. But the problem is every time I took a bite out of it, it sounded like a bone crunching. You know when you see like behind the scenes of movies and you see the guys that are like in charge of making the sounds in the post-production stuff?
I know what you're talking about.
Part of the way they do the sounds of bones snapping is they'll take like a celery stick or some kind of hard vegetable and they'll break it in half. And that's a bone snapping.
Swiss chard.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
So every time I took a bite out of this apple, it sounded just like those movie prop guys making bone snapping noises with fruits and vegetables, because that's just how they do it.
Sure.
So basically, so I just sound like I am a monster.
So you're going like Lon Chaney on an apple over here. In the corner.
Basically.
Didn't he do the werewolf?
Lon Chaney Jr.
Lon Chaney Jr. That's right.
Yeah. Basically just ripping this apple apart, like not in a savage way. Just every time I took a bite out of it, it was a huge crunch. Like Jesus.
Well, I've seen some of your co-students.
Yeah.
And I've met a few of them. Cool people.
Yeah. Yeah, you met my good friend.
Yes, I met them. They were nice. They were cool.
Yeah, she was a little tripped out because you acted like me, and she wasn't prepared for that.
Probably.
I don't want to give out her name just in case, because that's not cool.
Well,
she's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, they probably just weren't used to seeing an apple get addressed quite so aggressively.
Hey, you drink something.
You must be one with nature.
Hey, that is technically nature.
It is. It absolutely is.
When the wolves go after the deer, when the lions go after the antelope, and they just rip that thing apart. That's nature.
That's nature.
That's nature.
It's nothing. There's nothing dysfunctional about that.
No, it's nature. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. They just never seen somebody crouched on the floor, just. I don't mean to keep harping on this, but I just ripping this thing apart. There wasn't specks flying. I wasn't acting feral. Kinda.
They looked at you like you were smoking meth or something.
Yeah, they did. I'm just like, what?
Soccer moms.
Yeah. The prices we have to pay for. True. But then again, my other option is to go into, probably take another class where there's a bunch of, there's nothing wrong with dudes, but I don't want to hang around dudes all day, because I already do hang around with dudes all day.
And you see the outcome of it too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. No, I get it. I once saw a guy pound an apple down, and then when he finished, the only thing he was holding was the stem.
He ate the core and seeds?
He ate the core and everything. This brother was from Germany.
Okay.
And I was in an engineering math class with him, and he was a cool guy. Mm-hmm. He lived in Canada. He was born in Germany, raised in Germany, lived in Canada, somehow ended up in our neck of the woods.
Yeah. Which is not Canada.
Which is not. Peace out. Which is not Canada. He worked an apple down, and then I turned around and I saw him pluck something out from between his teeth. Mm-hmm. And it was the little stem that's on top of an apple.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I told him, I said, man, what are you doing? I said, because apple seeds, excuse me, gracious. Apple seeds are a natural source of cyanide.
I thought that was apricot seeds.
Well, it's apple. It's either cyanide or, I'm pretty sure it's cyanide. It's either cyanide or strychnine.
Let me go ahead. Go ahead and look that up. You go ahead and keep telling.
And I mean, that's I don't know. It was just a new experience, man. I'd never seen anybody eat the core and all. Obviously, I mean, think about the socioeconomic level someone would come out of that would consume an entire apple without eating the stem, seeds, core. Yeah, seeds, core, first world problems. Oh man, I wish an apple. You wish you could eat all of it. But anyway,
it says it contains small traces of cyanide.
Yes.
Not enough to cause harm.
No, not enough. But I was a kid, or I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I just knew that apple people had synthesized apple seeds. Mm-hmm. to extract cyanide. And the image of this gentleman, he was a few years older than I was. He was probably about 5-10 years older than I was at the time, and I was in my early 20s. Wolf this apple down, and you know, you just don't. That was just the first thing that popped into my head.
Was the cyanide?
But you know, after you think about it, you're like, well, if there was that much cyanide, nobody would eat apples anyway.
True. I mean, it's like when around the time tomatoes were first. I think I'm not sure how true this is. Again, I seem to be telling stories like that a lot. Sure. Where tomatoes were originally considered poisonous because apparently, for some reason, well, probably not for some reason, because they didn't know about lead, they would put tomatoes in bowls made of lead or lined with lead or something, and it was the lead, you know, coming off the tomatoes that would kill people, not the tomatoes itself.
Right. Lead interaction with lead caused a large number of problems.
It'll cause a large number of problems.
Yes.
Lead causes problems. There you go.
Damn you, lead.
Yeah, and I think someone, I ain't sure who it was, someone disproved the fact that tomatoes were poisonous when he basically sat down and ate an entire vine's worth of tomatoes. Thank God. Because tomatoes are awesome.
Oh, a world without tomatoes on a pizza.
Well, in Italy, they don't do that.
Yeah, well. The tomato comes from North America.
Really?
Yes, it does.
I didn't know that.
The original Italian pizza has no tomatoes.
No, it doesn't.
No sauce.
No.
The tomatoes come from here.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
They made their way over there.
Okay. I was actually kind of unsure when I had gone over there, which I will elaborate in the future. Ugh.
Where was that? San Remo,
which is in the north part of Italy.
How far is that from Rome? Because you were in Rome.
Very far.
Very far. What do you mean very far?
Like approximately
2 hours, 3 hours. No, I mean, you guys were on a big bus, right?
Like approximately 2 to 3 days from Rome.
What?
Approximately.
Well, how did you travel there? On a plane?
No. What had happened was
because I know you guys were in Rome.
What happened was, we landed in Heathrow, spent like 2 days in London, which is not enough time to spend time in London.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was like several years ago, back before, probably the last time you could actually visit there as a tourist, and bad stuff doesn't happen to you.
That's a good point.
Unfortunately. Took a ferry across the English Channel, got to Normandy. That was fun. Because I walked barefoot on the beach of Normandy, because there's a thing where you don't wear shoes on sacred ground.
Yes. That's correct.
Not trying to preach belief any beliefs or anything, but
it's common belief.
I figured at some point the ground was consecrated.
Yes.
Because it is essentially one giant grave, the site of D-Day.
Correct.
So I just walked barefoot on the sand, and
why would you want to wear shoes on sand anyway?
Exactly.
Sure. Exactly.
So took several buses got to Paris, went across other places, took a sidetrack to Monaco.
Ooh.
Well, it was the day after the wedding of the prince and some person. So the streets were relatively empty for some reason.
Really?
I don't know. They just said, "Oh, it's the day after the wedding of the prince and his bride," and I'm like, I don't keep up with this. I'm like 2. I'm not even 18 yet.
No, you weren't.
Let's see. And then that was when we were starting to do the...
Now, when you left France...
Yeah.
You went to Italy.
Yeah.
Did you go straight... When you crossed the border...
Well, we went from France to Monaco to Italy, but, that's what happened.
All right.
Monaco was kind of a bonus, because they didn't talk about it. It was a little bonus. Yeah, I know. Sorry, what was your question? From France to Italy?
No, you went when you crossed the border into Italy, regardless of where you came from, Monaco or you came from France.
Yeah.
Did you go straight to Rome?
No.
So you spent the night where?
At this joint in San Remo, this family's
San Remo.
house.
Oh, so you went to San Remo first.
San Remo was like in the first, it was like in the upper northern half. It was the place where we had our homestays. Okay. Where we stayed with like a local Italian family. And,
I thought the family stay was after Rome.
No. It was before. Like way before.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Way before.
All right.
And cool. God knows I would love to elaborate on that trip because...
You will.
Oh, I will. It is a tale of small me romance, good food, and why I hate northern mountain people. Because Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, it's...
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. I'm just like, oh, why? I'll give you a slight prelude to you listeners about what happened. Every person in this group, I won't name the group because we're not sponsored.
Yeah.
And I really don't like these guys anyway. Well, I appreciate what they're trying to do, but the whole thing was just out of whack from the get-go. Ever since we left London, they were like, we're behind schedule. Let's go. No time to rest or sightsee. And I'm like, we haven't even been in Europe 2 days and already we're behind schedule. You didn't plan for this?
Yeah, really.
Like, seriously. You set this all up in advance and you didn't have a backup plan? Whatever.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, it doesn't. The three people, well, let's phrase that. There were 4 people watching us. There was the guide who was from Austria. She was okay. Mm-hmm. She talked very similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger because she's Austrian, and it tripped me out so bad.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, there was actually a couple of people that tried to get her to say Sarah Connor. But the problem is, despite the fact that I wasn't being a huge butthole to her, she barely spoke to me. Like, I'm not the people trying to get her to say Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes. I'm trying to be very respectful and ask questions about her home and country and origin.
I'll be back.
And she treated me like I was something that she's just stepped in. And I'm like, I'm trying to be respectful, and these idiots over here trying to get you to say, get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
I am for realsies. That happened.
Get to the chopper.
That happened.
Excuse me, could you read this, please?
Yes.
Get to the chopper. No.
Yeah.
Chopper.
No R.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't understand, It's
okay.
I don't get it. Maybe if I meet other people from Austria, I could ask them, like, what the hell happened? Did I do something wrong? Did I offend her by being respectful,
Oh, that's like the tourist expectation.
Yeah.
They just probably go, get to the chopper.
Yeah. Probably.
And everybody claps their hands and takes pictures.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I was the only person that didn't approach the I don't remember what their names are. They're like in London, there's like certain spots of British power that are being guarded by these soldiers in these tall fur hats. I forget what their actual names are, but they have actual guns.
Yes.
Automatic rifles of some sort. I'm not a gun person. But they're the only people in the country allowed to own a gun.
Other than the snipers that are holding you in their crosshairs.
Basically. And I'm the only person in the group that's like, hey, I don't want to go near them, because it's that's kind of a tourist thing to like take selfies with the guard, the Imperial Guard.
It's not like Texas.
Yeah, it's not like Texas
where people are born with a gun.
You buy a 32. What was it? You buy a 52-ounce bottle of Jack, you get a free revolver.
Get a free revolver. Free.
Woo. Yeah, that's Texas for you. But yeah, I was just one of the only people that was like, hey, those guys have actual firearms. I am not going to go near them. I'm going to be respectful and just watch all my group members
You may have been a
almost
little
get
over
killed.
concerned because honestly, how accurate could you be with a rifle with that big ass hat on?
Well, the tour guide
In
did
order of the Buffalo's Fred Flintstone hat.
pretty much. But stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Like a little quick.
Did you ever watch The Changing of the Guard?
Yes, we did. We stayed for the changing of the guard.
Oh, that's cool.
It was actually really nice, and I was very intrigued. Like I said, we only spent 2 days there, and that's not enough time, in my opinion.
Not really.
There probably would not have been much to see, considering what type of group we were with. We couldn't go to like the lower end part of London.
No.
I wanted a Motorhead t-shirt. They couldn't let me get one.
No.
It was nowhere in sight.
No.
I was like, I want to go to a shop that has a Motorhead shirt. I want to buy a Motorhead shirt in England.
With a guy with jacked up bicuspids.
Yeah. I want to be legit. I don't want to look like a poser.
No, that's right. No poser.
No
Keep
poser.
posing.
Yeah, pretty much.
No posing.
I'm trying to think. But the homestay family, excuse me.
Yeah.
What had happened was, I was talking about the people watching us. Basically, out of the 4 people, let's see, the Austrian chick, she didn't care about me at all. The only person that had any sense.
Well, you weren't legal, that's for sure.
Yeah. I guess as far as she's concerned, I'm just expendable.
Oh, I see. Oh,
I guess. I don't know.
It's all a ruse.
I guess. Let's see. One lady I actually did have a lot of respect for because she was like this 60-year-old black lady who apparently she mentioned how she knew how to take care of kids, and I just didn't infer into that statement.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The other 2...
Yeah.
The leader of the group was a bitch.
Yeah, she was.
Like the short bob cut lady. That one. The one with long blonde hair was also a bitch, but she was an airheaded bitch, which is a weird combination. It's like, you are an awful person, but you are too stupid to be doing this consciously.
Wait a minute. You're not smart enough to know how dumb you are. Mm-hmm. Does that fit?
It's like she's not smart enough to know how much of a mean person she was and how condescending she was.
Somebody jacked her up and thrown her into a wall.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
So they basically, between these 4 people, only one of whom actually gave me the time of day.
Yeah.
And, obviously they picked favorites. I was in the not favorites
I never
group.
can understand that dynamic. Of course you pick. I don't have any favorites. Oh, yes.
Yes, you do.
You do.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
Yes, you have favorites. Everyone's got favorites.
Everyone does.
Everybody. So basically what ends up happening is for the homestay, whatever.
Right.
Oh my God, this was a disaster. Not just for me, just in general, for everyone there, for all of my peers there. What had happened was they said, they told us right up front we would be staying with an Italian homestead family before we even left the country. That was on the checklist.
On the Mediterranean is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Like on the Mediterranean. It was so blue. Blue is the sky.
Yep.
Blue is almost night sky. Like twilight sky, where the sun isn't shining. So they basically decided, well, for the homestay families, we're gonna split up everyone since there's a certain number of us, so they had to be all divided.
Yeah.
They said they were gonna split up people in 2s, with one exception because there was an odd man out. Mm-hmm. They were gonna split everyone in 2 groups, and they decided who the 2 people staying with each other from our group. They picked them to stay together as the people who would get along the most.
And I don't know about that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. My homestay wasn't a disaster, but the person they picked to stay with me, we did not gel.
That'll happen.
Not even close. Like they said they were going to pick people specifically who would gel very well together. That did not happen with me.
Maybe they put you with the problem child.
No, they didn't. There was like 8 problem childs.
Wow.
She was not one of the 8. I feel bad for the other folks because, except for the one person that went off by themselves because they were the odd man out, guess what happened to every other 2 people? They got stuck with people they didn't gel with.
Oh,
literally every group except the odd man out got stuck with someone they were not cool with, were never gonna be cool with. And in fact, the whole point of this trip was to, like, make friends with, the local people in Europe, but as well as, have friendships with each other. That particular group, I think instead of making friends with people inside the traveling group, we just made enemies with each other. I am not joking.
Well, that is an established relationship.
True, but it was just like, see, you guys screwed this up so hard. No one is friends with each other. Everyone hates each other,
They did it on purpose.
They must have done it on purpose. I don't know why, because it made their lives a lot harder too. Because now there are fights every other week, or let me phrase it, every other day, between 2 different people, if not more.
People can get weird if they're forced to hang around people they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what happened. Everyone went back to their cliques, and now all of a sudden it goes from people being in their own friend groups and cliques, and then after that homestay, it went from normal clique stuff to almost tribalistic.
Well, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why this is such a big thing. It is our default. All right. Mm-hmm. There is only one way, only one document that classifies second person. And it takes, when we are all born, the first person, the person we're born to be, is very tribal. Very tribal. There's only a certain way you can get on the other side of that. And there's a lot of people think they can do it by logic, and no.
Not quite.
Not quite. You have to have something in common.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you and then people want to demonize people that don't want to fit into their definition of the world. But tribalism is very apparent in my life.
It's sociology.
It's sociology. I have seen it my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen people who claim to be above it, and usually people who claim to be the people that scream and bark the loudest about being above tribalism,
or just anything.
They're the most tribalistic people that you will ever meet.
Indeed. That usually goes for all subjects.
They just deny the existence of it, and that's just the wrong. You can't, you
can't deny something that's a part of you.
Just want to address the elephant in the room. Well, yeah, then address it.
Yeah, then address it.
You think that people think it's something that has to be managed. It has to be dealt with.
Yeah. But we'll probably elaborate more on that on the paywall stuff.
Absolutely.
Mostly because of monetization, even though we ain't got that right now as of this recording. So
some insurance.
Oh, yeah. So essentially, I don't want to get too much into it because I'm tired. And, this is pretty long anyway.
Yeah.
So that was, I liked it.
Worked for me.
Yeah, I liked the tea. That is my summary of everything. I liked the tea.
1 billion Asians can't be. That's the right term, right? Can't call it duck sauce. Got to be politically correct. It's Mandarin sauce.
Wait for the paywall. I do not have the energy to put up with you right now.
Nope. Me either.
All right. Well, that's it, folks. I was your host, Bel-E.
Don't cry. This is Scratch.
And, well, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Bye.